The astronauts thought they had only slept for half a year, but upon waking, they discovered their companions had all become skeletons. Just as they were gripped by horror, seawater suddenly flooded into the cabin. The spacecraft had lost control and was about to sink to the ocean floor. They had no choice but to perform an emergency ejection to escape death. Before leaving, Jack glanced at the time display. It showed Thursday, June 25th, 3978. He could hardly believe he had slept for 2,000 years. They boarded the life raft and watched as the spacecraft sank into the water, never to surface again. With no other options, they could only explore this unfamiliar planet. They discovered the land here was dry and barren, devoid of any vegetation. This meant no water or food. They had to find a way out before their supplies ran out. Just then, a huge boulder suddenly fell from the sky, nearly crushing them. They had to flee quickly. As they pressed forward, they found the climate here was wildly unpredictable, alternating between thunderstorms and clear skies. But they soon discovered something encouraging, a green plant growing in this desolate desert. This sign of life excited them, and they quickened their pace of exploration. Sure enough, more life forms appeared ahead. When they reached a canyon, they found only several giant scarecrows scattered on the ground. Curious, they climbed a small hill, only to discover these scarecrows were even larger than they had imagined. They continued onward and soon saw a green forest with a clear pond. Joyfully, they jumped into the water to wash away the dust from their bodies. However, they failed to notice that mysterious creatures had stolen their clothes and belongings. When they discovered this, they immediately gave chase, but found only torn fabric at the scene. They had to use these scraps to cover themselves. They quickly found the thieves, a group of scantily clad natives. Though their expressions seemed vacant, Jack and the others couldn't understand what was going on and wanted answers when they suddenly heard a tremendous noise from behind. The natives trembled with fear and scattered in all directions. Jack's group had no choice but to flee with them, but just as they emerged from the jungle, they were shot down. What shocked them was that those wielding weapons were apes riding horses. It seemed that on this planet, apes were the dominant species, while the natives were hunted and slaughtered like animals by the armed apes. Those who disobeyed were killed on the spot. David didn't believe it, but he was killed instantly. Jack was shot in the neck but was taken back to the ape's base. After basic treatment, he was locked in a cage. The apes found Jack attractive and planned to keep him as a pet human. They decided to starve him for a few days first to break his spirit. One day, a female leader arrived who appeared gentle. Jack saw an opportunity. Unable to speak due to his vocal cord injury from the gunshot, Jack tried using gestures to communicate with the female leader. But to the female leader, humans were inferior creatures with low intelligence. They thought Jack was just scratching at lice on his body. Enraged, Jack grabbed an ape and seized the paper and pen from his hands. The guards immediately restrained Jack and retrieved the notebook from the ground. But when the female leader looked at it, she was stunned.